Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be taking a look at some secret lines of dialogue that can be found in the files of the game that sort of add to the story of the Lonely Giant, or Bigfoot, which is one of the biggest mysteries, no pun intended, in Red Dead Redemption 2. So to quickly recap our story that we've covered so far on the Lonely Giant, and we've looked into him a lot, including his potential secret identity. But if you want to check out those videos, I'll leave a link to it in the description. The two things that you can check out in-game are with both characters, Arthur and John Marston. It requires you finding at least 30 animal species in-game, going to a specific location near the Wapiti Indian Reservation. You're going to see these flock of birds fly off. It's going to look very unusual, and you'll eventually follow those flock of birds to the location where the Lonely Giant is located. And if you visit him as Arthur, you can go twice, and if you visit him as John, you can go twice for a total of 4 times. And this is what he has to say.
Hello, little fella.
Hi.
What's your name?
John. John Marston, usually. Who are you?
Well, I'm not telling you that. I like to be anonymous. I like to blend in. That's a joke. I'm well known for my humor, you see. Anyway, be well. Hello there, friend. How are you? Don't be afraid. People think I'm a monster, but I'm not. It's John, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you well?
Yes. How are you?
Happy and lonely, like everyone.
Sure.
Is it as bad as they say out there?
As who says?
As the animals?
Yeah.
I thought so. Anyway, be well. Hello there, friend. How are you? I'm rather lonely. You see, I'm too big. I haven't got any friends because I'm too big.
Is that so?
Yes. Yes, it is so. That's sort of why I said it. That and because I was lonely and wanted to talk. Maybe we could be friends. I've always wanted a real friend. Someone to discuss the human condition with, you know?
I don't know much about that.
Neither do I. Be well, friend. Be well. Nice to see you again.
And you?
How have you been?
Okay, I suppose.
That's good. I've been lonely. Very lonely. I'm faced with a stark and unpleasant choice. Be lonely or get murdered. Not very exciting as it goes.
Huh. I suppose pick lonely?
Did you miss me?
I suppose so.
Yes, I missed you, too. I've been quite lonely out here. One day, I long to have a wife. But women can be so cruel. Nobody wants large children. They eat too much. It's very sad.
So a couple of things to note there. Number one, the Lonely Giant sounds exactly what he is. Lonely, giant, very friendly. Doesn't really sound aggressive in any ways, and you also don't actually get to see who he is. Rockstar basically just put his voice in an NPC and then hid him behind the rock up there. That's also something we've covered in a previous video. So there's no other interactions that you can have with him. You can't see him. There is no way for him to come outside. It also looks like there's no character model for him as well. So we don't really know what he ultimately looks like. Well, there were some secret audio files found on the PC version of the game by another YouTuber, The Strange Man. If you guys like Red Dead Redemption 2 and even GTA 5 videos, you'll really like his stuff. And he actually uploaded all this, and we're going to take a look at some of those right now. And it reveals a ton about the Lonely Giant's backstory, including the interactions we very likely could have had with him in-game. So take a listen to these audio files right here.
I just want everyone to be nice to each other. I know I'm big. You don't have to stare. I am a lot bigger than you. Don't be scared. I'm a very nice person. Nice to see you again. Why are you acting like this? I'm pretending you're invisible now. Yes, hello, hello, hello again. Come on, there's no need to be mean. If you're going to be mean again, I'd rather you leave. That's better. Stop being a bully. I try to be nice, and this is what I get. Hey, watch out down there. I'll stamp on your head. I will eat you. Don't get too close. I don't want to squash you. Don't follow me like that. I wouldn't want to step on you by mistake. Hi, little feller. You silly little man. Small and stupid, as they so often are. Don't put me in the circus again. Please. All right, if you won't listen. I tried to warn you. Now you've made me mad. It's not like I can be harmed anyway. Stop tickling me. What did I do to deserve this? This is why I should be alone. Why is this happening? This isn't fair. Why don't you like me? People always let me down. Why do they hate me? That makes me sad. What are you hoping to catch with that rope? Come on. I don't have a thing to my name. Here, this is all I have. Look, just take it and go. That's mine. You already took what little I have. Run, please! Save yourselves! I'll find someone else to deal with you. Somebody get the sheriff. Please arrest that silly little fool. A visitor. Hello, friend. Such an angry little feller. I've seen how you act. Okay, let's calm down. Nobody needs to get shot here. Go now. I don't want to hurt you. Don't make me shoot you. I don't want to use this, but I will if I have to. Go and die, tiny man. I hope you die. Don't make me squash you.
Okay, so I know that was a lot, but number one, that's really cool. It goes to show you just how many more lines of dialogue there were for the Lonely Giant that we never got to see in game. So let's get some of the obvious things out of the way. It looks like there was a way for us to actually interact with him. So you guys know the little area where you can find the Lonely Giant or Bigfoot, or at least hear his voice. It almost looks like a stage that was meant for a giant man, because it's elevated on this really high ground. It's in the middle of nowhere. It looks like there's a little bit of a cave in the background, and there are audio dialogues for us to greet him, which would be like the positive one, and to antagonize him, which would be the negative one. And he also sort of gives dialogue on his appearance and also some things that he would do if he antagonized him. He made many comments about just how big he was. Like, one of the lines that stuck out to me is that if he didn't back away, he might squish him, which obviously would indicate that he is a huge man, someone like obviously Bigfoot or just a giant in general. One of the weirdest lines of audio that I heard was that he wouldn't be afraid to go get the law like a sheriff. Like, how weird would that be? Hey, sheriff, I know I'm Bigfoot, but I need some help with this outlaw who's bothering me. That just seems a little bit strange, but I love the fact that Rockstar recorded so many lines of dialogue here, and that it looks like there would have been a much bigger backstory. So I wonder why Rockstar ultimately ended up essentially cutting this character from the entire game, and what we were left with at the end was just simply a shell of his voice, and one that didn't give us ultimately a whole lot of backstory. Now, there are some clues that we can gather throughout the game, like giant skeletons located on the other side of the world, and even binoculars and nearby watchtowers that seem to be pointed directly at the area where the strange giant can be found. So really giving you guys my final thoughts here, if I had to summarize what I think was supposed to happen with the Lonely Giant, is that he was going to be a normal stranger character, just like everyone else that you could run into. You could greet him, you can antagonize him, you could just shoot him in the head if you wanted to, and I feel like we would actually be able to see what he looks like. Now, because in the in-game files there are no character models for a huge giant or Bigfoot, I think it's very likely that his character was cut early on in the process, because we would see it if it was in the PC files, just like we could see someone like Princess IKZ or even the Neanderthal, which I guess that confirms now that the Neanderthal guy is completely unrelated, that he is not the Lonely Giant. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Do you think this makes the Lonely Giant story even more interesting? I certainly do, because it really just adds more depth to this character that really for now is just a voice behind a rock. So again, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about this update to this mystery in the comments down below. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.